Hey, y'all. Are you exhausted? Are you tired? Are you frustrated? I'm certain you are. As a matter of fact, I felt tired, exhausted, and frustrated many, many times while I navigated corporate spaces. Today, episode 17, I want to talk to you about how to take charge of your career. Yes, it's very, very important for you to recognize that your career truly lives in the palm of your hand. You have charge, you have control. And in this video, I'm going to provide you with 3 key ways I have been able to take charge of my career, move it in the right direction, and really get to that next level. I've had an opportunity over my 20 plus years navigating corporate spaces to be frontline leader, manager, director, VP. And I was able to do that by me being very strategic on how I navigated my career. If you have not tuned in, if you have not started listening to videos, I highly encourage you to do so because today I'm going to share 3 tips. And the first 2 I have shared before on previous episodes. The very last one, yeah, y'all, that's where it's going to be some nuggets. You're going to be like, dang, I didn't know you could do that. And so I'm really going to give you some nuggets. So give yourself about another 5 minutes and we'll get into that one. What are some ways that I have navigated corporate spaces and really been able to climb the corporate ladder? Let's talk about it. The first thing we're going to talk about is being comfortable with getting out of your comfort zone. The second thing we're going to talk about is building strategic relationships. The third thing we're going to talk about is truly engaging your leader. And that's where the power truly lies. And you have to do those first 2 first. So let's dive in. So the first thing around being okay with being uncomfortable, take on new projects, new tasks. Try not to say, oh, I don't get paid for that. I truly encourage you to take on new tasks. Take on new opportunities. It does something for you. It's going to help to enhance your skills in a certain area. It's going to allow you an opportunity to overcome adversities and obstacles. It's going to allow you an opportunity to partner with people you probably wouldn't have partnered with before. It's going to give you a chance to learn more about the business so you can think more strategically on how to move throughout the business. It is a great thing for you to take on a project that puts you in an uncomfortable space, that also says you're determined. It's going to increase your level of confidence because you know more than just about the department that you're in. You've had an opportunity to talk to other people in other divisions, and so now you're just learning. It might also even help you to understand how your skills that you have in a certain role are truly transferable. And so you can take those great skills somewhere else to another position within the organization, whether that's going up or lateral move. It is a great thing for you to take on new projects. Be okay with being uncomfortable because as you continue to climb the corporate ladder, it's going to be more people who don't look like you, feel like you, love like you. And so what an awesome opportunity to get that exposure, and it gives you exposure. The second thing, building strategic and strong connections and partnerships. I talk about this in a previous episode as well. It's great for you to do that because you get to learn. You get to identify who are your allies, who are just your friends. And it's great to just have people that you talk to every once in a while and ask about the family. So we have those working relationships. It's also important for us to have strategic working relationships, identify people in executive level positions who will truly be our ally. And when we've identified those people, we want to share our career goals and aspirations with them. Seek mentorship. Find opportunities to find out who will be there to support you and help you to get into the rooms you have not been invited in. Find out which allies might be able to carry your message as your message, not theirs. Carry your message into rooms and spaces you currently don't have access to. Build those connections. You also never know if they feel like, man, I really could use her or his skill set on my team. You just never know where it'll go. And so that old thing of I'm introverted, I really don't want to talk to people. When you truly want to navigate corporate spaces effectively, you have to get out of that comfort zone as well. The third one, engage your leader. Now, let me say this. This is something that I feel is definitely a partnership, a great partnership that'll be formed. The first thing you want to do is you want to really understand your career goals and aspirations, where you're hoping to go. You want to make sure that you have a plan on how you expect to get there, whether it's partnering with this person, partnering with that person, learning this, learning that. Whatever it is, you want to make sure you have a defined, laid out on paper plan. Now, here is where it gets slightly different. I know most of us today share our career goals and aspirations with our leader. I'm certain we do that. So I'm sure we all do that. And here are the extra pieces I would encourage you to do. I truly encourage you to ask your leader, this is what I would like to do. I've laid this out. We've talked about it. And Mr. or Mrs. Leader, I would love to hear your perspective. What am I missing with my plan? What should I add to my plan? Why? We want to do that because it's an opportunity to gain their buy-in. And I do believe that that's probably a piece we really don't do. We say what we want to do and we just leave it there. There's no ownership really tied around it, no accountability really tied around it, no buy-in really tied around it. And taking it a step further and saying, Mr. or Mrs. Leader, I value your perspective. I would love to hear, what have I missed and what should I add? They're now vested into your career because they've added insight. They've played a part. That's the goal, to engage them in your career goals. And then the next question or the next topic, now that I've incorporated what you've said and we now have a collaborative plan, I'm very excited about this. I would love to hear from your perspective, Mr. or Mrs. Leader. Once I do these things and a position opens up, from your perspective, what is the likelihood of me getting that role based on all these things that we said I should do? I know that's different. And what it does, it furthers the partnership. It furthers the buy-in. It forces your leader to take a part in your career development and growth. If your leader has influence, and I hope they do, because we know some leaders don't have influence. If they have influence, it's only going to allow them to speak on your behalf, because guess what? They've told you, man, if we get all this taken care of, I really think you have a great shot. Of course, they can't guarantee you. And just having the discussion, once I accomplish all these things that we have collaborated on, what's the likelihood of me being sought after for that next position? It's powerful. You have to engage your leader. You have to. So today, I hope you walked away with at least one nugget, one thing that you feel like you can start doing differently today to move your career in the right direction, the way you want it to go. Because again, you have the power in your hand. Today, we talked about ways to really take charge of your career. The first thing we talked about is being okay with being uncomfortable, getting outside your comfort zone. The second thing we talked about is building strategic and strong partnerships. And there's a video where I talk more about that. And three is engaging your leader for accountability, excitement, and buy-in. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. I would also love it if you would share my channel with your network. If you're ever interested in any type of learning experience, from learning workshops to keynote, whatever it is, I highly encourage you to go over to my website. All of that information is provided. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next week for another video.